what part 2 is, right? What definition, how do we define offer? Offer, again, it's not about what promo you're running. It's more about what are we asking the audience to respond to, right? Example of an offer: get your solar saving estimate. We're not selling anything, we're just giving something for free. This is also an offer. Book a lead quality audit. Claim a free consultation. Buy during this month's promotion. So a promotion can be an offer, but it's not exclusive, right? It doesn't mean when I say offer is a promotion, right? So what is a funnel stage or audience temperature? This defines who the campaign is targeting in relation to your funnel. Is this more to cold audience, warm, hot, or everyone, right? Structure that we always use: 0 means targeting all of the funnel. 1 means cold or new audiences. 2 means page or IG engage. 3 means website or page visitor, previous form submitted, or message us before. And then 4 means existing customer. Okay, you will need to define this at the campaign level, huh? Okay, moving on to destination. What is destination? Destination basically means where you want to send the person to, right? Where does the response happen? So it answers where. Example are WhatsApp, instant form, website, lead landing pages, messengers. It matters because all of these examples have different level of friction. For some client, you want more friction. For other clients, you want less friction. So it really depends on industry, right? So you want to test out different destination as well. Next, awareness level. Awareness level is how familiar the audience is already. So how awareness level is how familiar the audience already is with these three things: the problem, the solution, and your product or your company. So it answers what do they already know before seeing this ad. So this is very, very important, right? Awareness level is something that you cannot miss out. Okay? So first thing is there are 5 levels of awareness. The first one is unaware. I don't know anything. These people really don't know anything. So how do you target people that don't know anything? They don't even know what problem they have yet, right? So your messaging needs to be different, no? They may have a problem, but they do not feel urgent to solve the issue, right? They are not searching for solution. They are just living as is. They're just living in the status quo, right? A very good example is a factory owner is paying high electrical bills, but has not really stopped to think about solar, about saving leakage, about return on investment. Not even started to think yet. He just know he pay this amount of electrical bill. He don't know that this is a problem, right? So what kind of content works here to target unaware people? You want to pattern interrupt. You want to introduce the problem or problem surfacing. You want to introduce fresh perspective. You want to introduce curiosity, or want to have emotional or commercial reframing. Basically, you want to break the status quo. You want them to start to think, oh, actually there's such a thing to reduce my electrical bill. I thought my electrical bill is just like that. I don't know if I can reduce it. Oh. So basically you want them to move from unaware to problem aware. Right? So that brings me to my next level. People that are problem aware. Very straightforward. It means they already know they have problem. They know they have problem, they know that they have pain, they know that they have frustration or inefficiency. They are already thinking about Oh, my electric bill is very high eh. Oh, my leads have very poor quality. My house is always very messy. My team is wasting too much time. Right? These are all some of the problems lah. But very important, this group of people don't know the right solution yet. They don't even know what is the solution. They only know what is the problem. Right? So at this stage, it is very useful to remember that most business are actually solving a few core human or commercial drivers. What it means by that is ultimately all businesses try to solve the same issue. It's very universal one. Cannot jalan one, right? I give you an example. All of the problem that everyone is facing right now, all will be able to bucket into all this category, right? It's either about health, it's either about wealth, it's either about relationship, it's either about convenience, it's either about status, safety, pleasure, meaning. Why do I say this? I give you time to think about one of our clients, Home Cleaning SG, right? They do home cleaning services. But if you really ask, what are they actually solving? What problem are they actually solving? You might say, oh, they're solving a cleanliness issue. Cleanliness issue. Then you'll be like, cleanliness issue doesn't appear here, leh. Here don't have cleanliness, eh. But let me tell you this. Actually, they're not solving cleanliness issue. What they're trying to do is a convenience, right? Because at the end of the day, the person can clean the house themselves. Why they don't want? They want convenience, right? They're solving convenience issue. Then one business can solve multiple different bucket here. Another example for home cleaning is maybe not convenience, maybe it's about health. How do you relate home cleaning to health? Maybe you can say, if I have a clean house, I live in a healthy house because there's less germ, less termites, less bacteria, less viruses. And then maybe home cleaning SG will do deep cleaning and do killing all the bacteria. Then that is how you package into the health angle, lor. Right? The health problem. You're solving health problem. Then how does home cleaning actually solve relationship issue? You can talk about the problem of how maybe um they always fight with each other. They always fight. Maybe the spouse always fight. Why you never clean this? Why you never clean that? Maybe the husband come home from work and then kena the wife nagging because he doesn't clean the house. That is actually a relationship issue. So if you position yourself differently, you're solving a different issue. You're still doing the same thing. I'm still cleaning homes for people, but I can relate it back to solving other problems. I can relate it to solve relationship issue. I can relate back to solving health issues. I can relate back to solving convenience issue. I can even relate to wealth issue, right? How do I relate to wealth issue? In Chinese, we always say, if your home is very messy, means you're chasing away the money. You're blocking money from entering. It's a feng shui thing. I don't really believe, but maybe some other people believe. That could be an angle to relate back to wealth. Or if you don't want something so superstitious, maybe you can just say, having a clean home is the fundamental, is actually will affect your work performance. And if your work performance go up, then you can actually make more money. So try not to box yourself into solving a very surface level issue, right? Home Cleaning SG doesn't just clean homes for a living. You're actually solving solving health issue, solving wealth issue, solving relationship issue, solving convenience issue, right? Of course, you cannot solve all the issues that's listed here, right? It doesn't make sense. Maybe it doesn't make sense for home cleaning to solve a safety issue, but maybe it can also. It depends on how the creative is being packaged. Maybe you can solve for emotional safety, right? Maybe you can solve meaning issue. I don't know. It really depends on how you want to package it, right? A solar company doesn't just solve electrical bill issue. It solves issue about wealth, because you're saving money on electrical bill. And if you're saving money on electrical bill, it means that you are actually making more money, because how much I save means how much I can make, right? You are also solving meaning, right? By using a more sustainable electrical source, it means that you are saving the earth. Maybe some people care about that, right? You can also talk about pleasure. Why pleasure? You can say, if you solve more, if you save more money on your business, you can enjoy more money, go on holiday. You don't need to stress about business not making money. You can even solve status issue for solar. How? Right? By saving more money in your company, it means that this money you can use to give bonus to your employee. When you give more bonus to your employee, who would they like more? They like you more. So that's a status, right? So when we are able to see all of these buckets, right, it's easier for you to think of ideas already. Because all businesses will solve one or more of this bucket. Try to be more creative. Don't stick within one bucket. Move around different buckets. Right? This is very useful because sometimes the surface level problem is not the real driver. Keyword here, real driver. So home cleaning SG, it's not just about dirt. It's about convenience. It's about peace. It's about relationship harmony. Solar is not just about electrical bills. It's about wealth. It's about certainty. Performance marketing is not just about leads. It's about creating wealth, creating control. It's about meaning. It's about confidence. So in problem-aware messaging, do not ask only what problem do they have, but also ask what deeper desire or deeper driver does this problem connect to, right? If you're targeting people that are problem aware, what you want to be doing is amplify the problem. Amplify problem basically means, instead of talking about surface level, dig deep. Instead of talking about clean home, you dig deep into relationship. Instead of talking about clean homes, you dig deeper into work performance. Instead of talking about clean homes, you dig deeper into better relationship with your spouse, better relationship with your in-laws, right? You want to call out the hidden cost of not having a clean home. Not having a clean home means what? Means I cannot perform better at work. I cannot earn more money, right? Teaching why the current pain matters. You want to dig deeper into the pain and relate it back to all of these different buckets, right? Moving on to solution